So what does the architecture look like? First step, you have to create the retrieval system yourself. For that, you'll have to take your own data and ingest it into a vector database. Then once the query comes in, you'll have to search the answer or the relevant context from your vector database. We call this the retrieval step. And finally, you provide the context as well as the query both to the LLM, and the LLM can then formulate a response in the way you want the response to be. So that's the overall architecture of RAG. Pretty simple. Let's see it in action. Let's see it in more details. The first step is data ingestion. So here you're taking the data, split it into chunks, and that's an important part. When you ingest a file could be big, it could be 100 pages of PDF, it could be 500 pages of policy document. So the first step is to split into different chunks and then use embeddings to convert these chunks into vector embeddings, which are then stored in your vector database. So that's the first step. Step number 2 is then when the query comes in from the user, you use these embeddings from the vector database to retrieve the context or to retrieve the documents which match the question that the user has asked. And in step 3, use this context and the query and you provide that to the LLM, and then LLM responds with an answer, with a cohesive answer, which you can then send back to the user. So really a 3-step process. You ingest, you query or you retrieve, and finally you pass the prompt and the retrieved context back to the LLM for the response generation.